Hello, it's so lovely to have you join me. Today we are breaking down metaphors and um, looking behind the artwork, looking at some of the symbols and messages that are in the artwork. So today I want to show you how we can create the keyhole. We'll draw the key, give her stockings, and draw some flowers around her body. It's just good for you to know the stories behind the artwork and to see how you can express yourself by using metaphors and symbols. So if I maybe break down this piece of artwork for you first, I would say, right, well, what do I think about when I think about flowers? Well, I think about growth or new opportunities and femininity and possibilities. When I think about a keyhole, I think about secrets, hidden answers, mystery, the unknown, perhaps a little bit of the forbidden or a little bit of hope. When I think of keys, for me, I'm thinking that they'll unlock something. They're going to open up the door to something. They're going to bring me a new opportunity. They're going to answer my questions. When I think of the chain, I'm thinking of being held down to something. I'm being chained, I'm being held back, I'm being stopped in my tracks. And when I think about stockings, I think about femininity, being adult, being a little bit sexy, attractive, a little bit of mystery perhaps. And within the stocking I have a little tear there. So for me that is a sense of being broken, a sense of not being complete. Can you see the little tear? Just here. So within the key there's a little heart. So I think of, well, love and just opportunities, I think. So that's kind of breaking down this particular piece of artwork. And when I created this, I was heading towards my hysterectomy and I was experiencing lots of pain in this area of my body, and I was looking for answers. I was looking for something to free me and set me free from the pain. And for me that was having a key to unlock the mystery of what was lying behind there to cause so much pain. And for me that was possibly trauma from childhood, trauma from lots of different things that have happened to me in my life. So at the time I was thinking if I could draw a key, I would give myself a sense of, right, having the operation is going to give me the answers, it's going to free me from the pain, and this is where the key come in, and the flowers come in with the idea of new growth, still being feminine as well, worrying about having a hysterectomy, would that make me less female? So the flowers were femininity, and they were going over the breast because it was like the breast is bare. It's, when I think of a naked body, I think of being truthful, I think about being vulnerable, being open. This is me. I'm not hiding behind clothes, I'm not hiding behind anything. This is me. I'm vulnerable, I am scared, I am hopeful, I am looking for answers, I am doing what I can to find the key to give me the answers. For me the stockings were all about she's innocent, the childlike innocence of her face, but when you put the stockings on you start to question, well, is she innocent, and has that innocence been taken away? And again coming into still being feminine and feeling sexy, and the tear is like, is that broken femininity? And so this one single piece has got lots of meaning and lots of things within it. And I think that that is what connects to people, even though they don't always know exactly what the story is. So today you've got a little printout. I hope you can see it in this light. It's just a rough sketch of a naked body, similar in the shape to this one, and just a black outline. And I'm going to show you how we can draw the keyhole and the key. We're going to put stockings on, and we're going to draw flowers on our breasts, and then at some point we can actually colour in the skin and things. But today I just want to do some little metaphors with you, so hopefully that's good for you. Hopefully you're going to enjoy it. Right, so I mean, for you, if you've got anything else within your body, you could put the keyhole anywhere. Maybe you would want to put it on your knee if you just saw a knee, or on your chest if you were feeling broken-hearted, or on your arm. I don't know, but if you've got different places where you would like to put your keyhole, then that's fine. So I'm going to bring the camera down a little bit. And hopefully it's just the light. So we're going to concentrate on doing the keyhole on her tummy at the minute. So I'm just going to roughly find the middle, and then I'm just going to do a little circle. So if we just do a little circle like so, and then from the middle of that circle come down and make a little bit of a triangular sort of shape. So it's almost like a little head with a little dress on. Hopefully you can see that okay. And so I might just bring mine down a little bit because it just doesn't feel quite straight. So just bring the end down like so. Right, so this is our keyhole. And as I'm drawing it, I'm thinking to myself, right, this is where all the pain lies. This is part of me that hurts. What can I do to fix it? Okay, so I've given myself an opportunity. There's the space there now. There's a space. So as I'm colouring and drawing, I'm thinking to myself, right, that's made an area. It's opened up an area. It's hopefully it can let the pain out, or it can open up the area to let me see what's causing the pain. Of course, I can't see what the pain is or what, but in my head, this is like sort of like a therapeutic sort of way of me dealing with how I'm feeling. So I'm going to start with, these are the pencils that we're going to use. So I'm using Faber-Castell Polychromos, but of course you can use anything. I've got a terracotta and a black and a burnt sienna. I've also got this Indian red, which I might not use, and I've brought in this goldy dark Naples ochre. Okay, so I'm going to start off with this terracotta, and just with light circular motions at this side of, at the right hand side of the keyhole. I'm going to start putting in that, just giving it a little light. So it's almost half of it has got this light colour, and then the other side is going to be black. So start off just with it light, get your layers on. And just continue to go over it again and again until you start to build up the layers and then get it really, really black. I'm going to go around the outside to emphasize that line as well. And now I'm starting to press down hard to burnish that black, and slowly coming over a little bit into the terracotta, but not fully, so there's still a little bit of an area there that's still light. Now, and as you get darker, you think, okay, so now it's starting to look like there's a bit of a space in there, it's like a hole. So we've opened up an area in our body that needs some healing. And then continue with this black around the edge. And then just sort of make a bit more of a circle here. Just going to make this a little bit darker, a bit further in. And then go back to the terracotta and have it that it's at its darkest on the outside. Then with the burnt sienna, start to come out from the out of where the black is, so you're just sort of coming around. So it's kind of going from black to burnt sienna to terracotta. You can take that burnt sienna into your black and add more vibrancy as well. I'm going back to the black just to define it, to keep it. And then just going over it again with the black on the outside. And the harder you press down, the darker and blacker it'll get, but it's best to keep that till the very end when you start burnishing it. And then going over it again with the terracotta, just to darken that a little bit and start to burnish it. So there, hopefully that's given you your space, your keyhole, your area that's looking for answers. And now what we're going to give her is, she's got the space, now she wants to have the actual key that's going to go in and figure it all out and make it all better. So I'm going to use a normal HB pencil. This is just a normal HB Faber-Castell one. And deciding on where I want to put the key. Now, if you were creating your own art, you might want to have the key lying on the ground, or have the key within her body as well, or around her neck. You know, that's when you can start playing around. Once you know what your metaphors are and your story is, you can start playing around with all those different elements. But for me, I wanted to put the key, have it coming around her wrist and coming down her leg a little bit. So start off with your normal pencil, and then you just create a little circle that comes around and around. And of course I've given you a black outline, which means you're not going to get the true illusion until you colour in her arm and get rid of the line that's going to be here. But normally I would do it with just a normal pencil and rub it out. So, but this is just to give you the idea. So once you've done this, you can perhaps draw your own body, and then another circle coming around, just mirroring where you've already been and coming down and hooking up. So it's a little bit like a donut, I suppose, or a hoop. And if this wasn't an inked thing, you could rub out this little line here and here, but when you start colouring it in, you probably won't see it. So that's us. We've got this little hook, and then we're going to have some little circles that come down. So I'm going to put a circle. Just keep doing some circles. Maybe do, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll go for 6. And again, you can use the numbers that you use if you've got lucky numbers, or if you like to do everything in 3s or whatever. Just, again, you can add that into the art as something that's like an intention or a metaphor for you. And then I'm going to draw a larger start to a circle just here, so like a little bridge. And if you imagine this is going to be coming round to be quite round, and then we'll do another one here. So it's a bit like a 3-leaf clover, which again is lucky and can be used as a metaphor. You need luck, you need all the support and luck you can find at the minute. And then we're going to put a circle in there, a circle there, and a circle there. And this is the start of our key. So then we're going to do a long line, a long straight line at either side, and you can make that as long as you want. And again, the length could be as in a representation of how long you've been suffering, or how long you've been waiting for the answer. You've got that choice where I might make it a little bit longer because I have had a long wait. And I like to say I have had my hysterectomy and I'm feeling so much better now. So creating this artwork was just a way of dealing with what I was coping with at the time, and I do find that it gives me back a sense of some sort of control or power, or feeling like I'm doing something to help myself. So we're going to do a straight line along here, and we've got this line coming down here, so it looks a little bit like it's going to be an L, but this part here is a bit longer. And then you can make it rounded at the bottom if you like, or square, and then we'll a little bit coming up here, and then we're going to come down and straight along, and then we're going to sort of like imagine if we do like a bit of a line straight the way down, but we can use our rubber to rub some of it out, then it kind of makes it level. And then we're going to have the key come in here, going to come back down, come back out again to here, and because we've got that line it keeps it level. Then come back down to here, then down and there. And then we can use our rubber to rub out these little lines. And then you can add different designs within your key, but for me I wanted to give myself a little bit of love, a little bit of self-care, self-compassion, some love, because what I was going through was a hard thing to go through, so a little bit of self-compassion. Right, so the colours I'm going to use for this are, we're going to have a cadmium yellow and a black, and again the burnt sienna, the terracotta and the dark Naples ochre. And I'm just going to sharpen it. Sorry, I should have had it sharpened. Okay, so start by just putting in a nice light sort of area of yellow all the way around. Now it's quite nice to have a little area that's going to be white as well, and then going around our circles with the yellow. And then just keeping it nice and light, colour most of the key with this yellow. And I'm going to have a little bit of a strip of white that goes all down this side, the right hand side. So just keeping that area white. And then going in with the terracotta and darken up, so starting on the outside area and then just working your way in so that you're going over the top of the yellow a little bit, so it just darkens up. Just all the way around the outside. Just doing it a little bit on the outside, just curling around these little circles, and again having it a little bit darker on the outside, the terracotta, and then having the black to distinguish the inside circle here. So if you imagine, that'll end up having a little bit of a shadow on it when you're colouring the body. And then inside the circle with the black. Now you can use a little fine liner black pen if you prefer for this, just to make it a little bit more permanent and a bit more defined. So I'm just doing like little C's inside the circles. Hopefully you can see that. And then we'll do it really black at that side of the circle. Same there and same there. And then a little bit black maybe coming around the top there. And same inside the heart, make it really black. And then black probably on the top of these bits here. Be a little bit around the bottom here. And then with the burnt sienna, make it even darker again, coming down. And then on the outside of your little circles. And then on the outside of your little hoop It's going around your wrist, reminding you that you've been chained to something for a while, but you're hoping that it's going to break free. And another way of doing that is by breaking the chain on your thing and letting it have a space where it looks like the key is now starting to fall, and that can offer like a sense of release or freedom. So just little circular motions coming in over that yellow. In different areas. Now I'm going to bring in the cardamom yellow and brighten it up in certain areas. You can go over the top of your burnt sienna as well, and then you can see how much it brightens it up. Just the burnt sienna again, just going around. And pressing quite hard on the outside line. So it's like you've burnished it down there and it just makes it darker. And you know, it's not about having a perfect key, or it's more about the self-expression in it. So I think that if you're sitting with your feelings at the time and imagining that this is you giving yourself a key to some answers, that can be quite nourishing, quite nice for your mind. I think having some belief, and then with that comes hope, and that's what I like to portray in most of my art. That sense of, yeah, things have been bad, but there's hope, and I know that because I'm giving myself a key and I'm doing things to help myself and try and find answers. So there we have a key, and you can continue colouring away at that and making it as nice as you like, or you can have it just rough and ready and just doesn't matter, it's a key nevertheless. It depends on how much time you want to spend with it. And then we're going to give her some stockings, so I'm going to move her up a little bit. And so again, I told you about this, the stockings. For me, it was like a sense of a loss of innocence for me, and the reasons why I had a lot of trauma, and why I believe that the body stores that trauma. And for me, it was in that area, and that's why I was experiencing lots of pain. Of course, that's just my way of thinking. But so we're going to decide on where you want the stocking to be. You can have them as little socks, or if you want them to be coming up the thigh. So if we find our area and then draw a little curved line And then if you just continue that curve out and just give it a little hoop, then it looks like the stocking is going around her leg. It's hugging her leg even, which might be what she needs, a hug. And then we're going to do some little lace ties coming out at the sides, little squiggles. So just maybe have them intertwining with each other. And I'll maybe just have that at one side. And then we'll do the same on the other leg. Now you can have it that it's further down the leg, or it can be equal. I'm going to give it that it's a little bit down the leg. Again, another little, just a little, not straight, just a little bit of a curve so that it looks like the leg is round. And then again, a little hook that goes around at the other side. And then if you want to give this one a little bits of lace coming out, little squiggles, interlacing. If you want to give her a little bow as well, again, a bow, what does that symbolise for you? Does it make you think of childhood or femininity, or I don't know. For me it's childhood and femininity. And that childhood sense can bring innocence. And then we're going to start making the fishnets. So just again with little, not a straight line, but just a little curve coming down. So do that and then just sort of mirror that. Again, giving just a little bit of a curl, not much. And then we're going to do that all the way down the leg. And then go the opposite direction with a little bit of a curl. I'm going to come up a little bit and do one here as well, and maybe one there, and just follow that all the way down the leg. Now you can do this normally after you've coloured in the skin. If you want to get your skin coloured first, we'll do that in another one. We might even just come to the point and create the whole artwork, I wonder, or you might be happy just going back and doing some of the skin ones that we've done in some of the Drawing Whimsical Girls classes. And so, and we're going to be doing, I don't know if you've already been and done the colour one, but within this section we're going to be talking about symbols, metaphors and colour, and the psychology behind colours and what different colours mean. So red can be passion, love, it can also be danger. So I just thought that red was the best colour for me to go with, and I gave her the rim along the top of her tights or her stockings. Just continue over that until it's quite vibrant, and then continue it through with your little lacy bits that come around the side. Oops. So red, it can be danger, it can be this universal ideas of what colours, what they trigger within us, and there's ones that we have our own personal ones. So we've got colours that we love, colours that we don't like, colours that mean different things to us. So I've just because I let that pencil, press that pencil too hard, it's gone a little bit pinky around it, but it wouldn't matter colouring in the background. You wouldn't see that. And then we'll do the same with the other leg. So little curled lines. And on this one, I'm going to give it a tear in the tights. So before I do the rest of the lines, I'm going to just maybe around right here, just do a little bit of a shape that looks a bit like that. It's a bit like lips, I suppose, and maybe a little bit coming further down. And then have the line come through but stop, so just tear an imaginary line through there. And the same again, going the other way. And then again going through that tear, just not going all the way through it. So there we have ourselves some fishnet tights, and you can have that little line go up a little bit more. And so normally I would just have the colour of the skin going on underneath. Give it a red. And when you've got your tear, you just use your black just to have a little bit where it's going to be shadowed a little bit in there, just make it a little bit darker. And again, you can use your fine liners if you've got these type things, fine liner, micro. You can then go over those lines if you want to in areas where you want it highlighted. So it's best not do it as a solid line, just a little bit darker at either side of the line, and then it just looks a little bit more realistic. And then have this, and again, if you want to do it just underneath the red, then again that makes it look like there's a little bit of a shadow coming out. And it just highlights it a little bit more, putting a little bit black inside your bow and down one side of your ribbon. This one needs darkening up a little bit. The red's not quite dark enough. So there we've got our fishnet tights. We have our keyhole, and now we're going to give her some nice flowers, because this has been quite a painful experience, and looking for a little bit of answer and hope and growth and new opportunities when we get to the end of this little scenario that we're in. And for me, that was the hysterectomy. So how did I want to feel after the hysterectomy? I wanted to feel feminine, and I wanted to feel like there was possibilities, and for me that was doing flowers. For you it might be something else. You might think of maybe bubbles, or bring in animals. The different animals have different metaphors and meanings behind them. If you go onto Google and look up what a rabbit symbolises, then it'll have some meaning. And so if that meaning coincides with how you're feeling in a certain situation in your life, then it might be nice for you to bring in an animal. And I do have the black sheep artwork that we're going to do as well, so we'll do that with an animal. So I'm going to start by doing some little petals. So start here and just do one little oval sort of shape, and then another one maybe there, and then a smaller one there, and a smaller one here. And then I'm going to imagine that there's a green root coming up here, and it's bringing out another flower here. So I'm just going to do simple flowers like so. And then over here I'm going to have another flower coming here. And from that there's new root growing, new possibilities, new life perhaps. And put another flower there. And the amount of flowers you do can be symbolic as well. If you have lots of flowers, then lots of hope. Just a few flowers, then lots of hope. It depends on how far or how deep you want to keep using your metaphors and symbols to express yourself or set an intention. So we've got another flower there just under her arm. And then I think we'll have one coming down here, and it's snaking down her tummy towards the area to give it possibility, growth, hope. And then I'm going to put another little one here, a little two-flowered one, and then one maybe here. And maybe just a leaf here. Right, and so the colours I'm going to use for this, we're going to have a couple of shades of green. I have got light green and also emerald green, and I've got a pink, which is salmon, and I'm going to go over that with the red as well. So, but use the colour if you do the psychology course alongside this, and I'll go into a lot more detail with that there. But you can colour your flowers in whatever it is that, whatever psychology feeling you want to have, whatever colour that colour evokes for you. So I'm just doing light pink around all these little petals for now. Might leave a little area of white every now and again. And you can do different types of flowers as well, because different flowers have different meanings, and you've got different flowers, like lavender is very calming, and roses symbolise love, and you can go down that route as well. For me it was just little petally florals were enough at the time. And then with the pale green I'm going to go over the lines where this, I forget what these are called, little like vines I suppose, aren't they? Little trails where the flowers spreading and growing, covering her in hope and possibility. I'm going to put the inside of that flower green as well. And green represents freshness, newness, and being clean, and like being in forests, you know how healing that is, being in amongst the green leaves and the green trees. And so I'm just darkening up those green lines now, and then adding an area that's a little bit darker in the green. I might put a little bit of green there as well. And then with the red, just go around the outside. And then what I've done is I've just done a little bit of red here, and then the outside's more with pink. I'm going to just get my black pen again, and then just do a little black dot in the centre, and maybe just a little bit going around where the green is there. A little bit of black there, a little bit of black there, just to make it stand out a little bit. And this pen's running out, I think. You can go in as well with this pen and darken up the outside. But this pen's not working very well. So there we have it. We've had a body, we've used a body. I'm just going to try and lift the camera up a little bit. We've taken a body and we've added symbols and metaphors to it to express ourselves. So, and of course you can continue to go over that and make them darker, and once you've got your skin and things coloured, you could even add something around the throat, a love heart or a locket or a broken chain or a scarf, or if a scarf offers comfort, you know, there's lots of ways that you can continue to add to that. So hopefully you've enjoyed that. If you have managed to do any of it, I would love to see it in the Facebook group, the Drawing and Creating with a Dash of D. And I'd love to hear how you got on. So if you do want to send me, and my email is hello@adashofd.com. If you want to forward me your artwork, or if you want to ask me any questions about it, then please feel free. I've just coloured that in black now. I just felt the need to do that. And yes, let me know how you got on. I'll see you again on the next class. Thank you. Bye bye.